Hey guys, so for today we're going to talk collections. So everybody always has collections accounts. I've done videos on how we get collections. If you don't, I'll make sure that I try to tag it below in comments or somewhere along the way. So basically when you get a collections, you get a collection account because you had a bill. For whatever reason you couldn't pay it. That then goes into a collection account. From collections, when you don't pay it or come up with some sort of agreement with the collection company, it goes to court. When you go to court and don't show up, it becomes a judgment. So that's how we get it. You have an account, no payment equals collections equals judgment equals garnishment. So remember that that's the easiest way to do. Now, previous to this, at one time, I had a job where I had to work and do collections for the company. And in doing so, I picked up on a few tricks and tips that helped me to be able to find people when they owed money. The first one being Court Connect. Most states have a site that you can go to and you can see if there's other garnishments in the system for you as a consumer. That's one of the easiest ways to do it. We can see how many garnishments are already on file for you, get an idea of the time frame based on the amount, and we can see where you work. So much information is public record. So that's one way that collectors find you online. The second way is Facebook. Facebook is really nice. Everybody loves it as a tool. It's like a beautiful evil is what I call it, meaning it's out there so that you can communicate with people, and if you use it properly, then it can definitely benefit you. But there's going to be times where it does not benefit you, such as when you post on there where you work, or when you get on there and complain about where you work, or when you put on tips where we can kind of figure out where you work, or any of those random things that you might do when you're in your moments of venting. It's not venting, it's beneficial to people who may work in collections, because then what we're able to do is friend you. Stop accepting so many friend requests. Everybody whose friend request that's sending you one is not trying to be your friend. Some of these people are trying to find you to collect their coin, and they want their coins and they want their monies, as my friend would say. So when you're on Facebook, it's okay to use it as a networking tool. LinkedIn, different places like that, they're great. But understand, if you owe people money, they're going to find you. When they find you, they want their monies. Okay? And that takes me to my next point. It's okay to get on there and share the information and network, but you give some and you keep some. If I don't have a certain amount of mutual friends with some people, they're not getting on the friends list. And if you do, you can friend everybody you want, but use your judgment, folks. Okay? Now, there are things that you can do once a collector does find you, before it gets to the point of judgments and garnishments. When they send you the items in the mail, you can dispute it. They tell you right on there, you have 30 days to notify us to dispute these documents or this fact if you don't believe it's true. Answer it. Give it a response. At least that way you guys are now in communications and they're just not pointing the finger at you. It's much easier to say that somebody's done wrong when there's only one side of the story being heard. Okay? So another thing to look out for is when collection agencies buy the debts that you have, they're often paying for it for pennies on the dollar. Threshold that you want to aim towards is anywhere between 45 and 55%. If you're trying to do a settlement, 45 to 55%, because I can assure you they probably paid a third or maybe 20% of what the total debt was. Yes, you heard that right. So if you owe $1, they pay 20, and now they're going to pursue you for the dollar. And that doesn't mean that you didn't know it. It still means you owed it. But, they have a business of recovery. It's just like when a car gets repossessed. Car gets taken, recovery comes to recover the car. When you pay recovery, recovery will release the car. It's the same concept with collection accounts. You didn't pay, bill A. Well, debt collector comes and pays it, comes up with an agreement, because you got to understand, the original debt holder, they're like, hey, if I can get anything, it's better than nothing, because they're not getting anything from you, and it can become this person's problem. And what that company is established on is collecting money from you, and they know how to do it. Now, I'm just a regular everyday person. Now, if I know how to find you, then trust and believe they know how to find you, and they have more tools in their toolkit to be able to get to you. So, quick recap. If you owe somebody money, answer them within the 30 days. They have that clause on your collection letter on purpose for you to be able to respond. If you do get to the point where you owe some money, understand that people can find you one of several ways, whether it be Facebook, LinkedIn, really any social media, because people we're in an oversharing type society. You want to learn to give some and keep some. Everybody who's sending you a friend's request is not your friend. They might be in the collection company that's trying to get that coin from you. I'm just saying. And then you have to also be mindful of Court Connect and different things like that. If you do have debts that that you've paid, you can always dispute them. Try to keep your information up to date and as accurate as possible. I hope this video is able to help as many of you guys as possible. Please, like or follow or subscribe, depending on which, platform you view this on. You can follow me on Facebook at Payton Credit Services, or else you can follow me on YouTube at Shannon the Credit Slayer. Thank you, and you guys have an awesome day.